Yeah, you look nice. You look very nice. Alrighty. So I'm gonna go in now and do my little intro. Let's see. Okay, good morning everyone. How are you today? This is the Diana White Show Live. My special guest this morning is David Muir. He's written a beautiful book of photography, I should say, not writing, but photographing. A beautiful book called Pieces of Jamaica. But I actually think it could be Pieces of the Caribbean if you wanted to call it that, because it's so authentic. And even though it's truly Jamaican, then you can actually, if you're from another island, you can buy the book and feel like you're at home in the book. All right, but before we get to David and bring him into the program, we're just going to wonder a few things today, which I'm going to go into detail another day, but I just wanted you to be aware of what's going on with the ACA, with the Affordable Care Act, and President Obama is being accused of lying today because he knew that millions of Americans would not be able to keep their health insurance. Lisa Myers of NBC has done an expose, everybody's going crazy about it, and saying that the president knew and they're thinking he's lying. And Joe Scarborough from Morning Joe is talking about Iran-Contra again. No, Joe, it has nothing to do with that. Why is Joe doing this? It's not Iran-Contra, and I'm just wondering if the NSA has become a government unto itself because of the Patriot Act that started in 2002. Everybody's talking about, a German chancellor has been, her phone has been bugged and tapped into by the NSA. Has that been going on just since Obama took office? No, since 2002. Don't let us not forget the Patriot Act, people. And let's not forget that it all started under the Bush administration. So why are we willing to just crucify Obama? And should we also believe that Ms. Jarrett is not the person that she's supposed to be because of what the mole exposed last week? Yeah, the mole did expose. So lots of things for you to think about and mull in your head. Are kids really supposed to be having guns that look like real guns? So another teen in California has gotten shot and killed because the cop thought the gun he was carrying looked like a real one. Should we be giving Christmas gifts this year and give a gun? I think not. So let's bring in our special guest this morning, and he is David Muir. Hi, David. How are you?
I'm excellent.
You're excellent, and I am so honored to have you with me. And I first want to welcome you to the program, the Diana White Show, which goes live every morning, Monday through Friday at 10:30, and we welcome you to the show. I just want to start off by you telling people who is David Muir, because I really just discovered you when I heard of the Carib Festival that you were having 2 weeks ago. So
right.
Tell us who David is.
Well, David is an interesting person.
I can see that. I'm going to ask about the hair soon.
David is a fun-loving guy. I grew up loving many things, but I worked in entertainment for many years in Jamaica. Well, I guess that's where I should start. I was born in Jamaica. I grew up there from a family of well-educated folks that decided on my own to go a slightly different path. I pursued the arts. Mm-hmm. I first was in the business of music for many years, including both working as a disc jockey, funny enough.
Wow, you did?
I did for many years. I worked in radio, I worked in nightclubs, I worked in the party scene. I did a lot of different things. I promoted many events. I actually did artist management, music production. And I did that for many years in Jamaica. And then in the mid-90s, I moved to New York City to be with my now wife.
Okay.
And, yeah, she was about to go to law school in New York, and so we moved there together and got married and have been living a wonderfully happy life together since then.
Oh, well, congratulations on that, because not many people can say that.
Right. Well, yeah. So we've had a very long and very fruitful relationship since high school days in Jamaica. So we've been together for a long time. Let's just say we've been friends over 25 years.
Wow. So you
I won't put another number to it, but we've been happily married, and so my life's journey has taken me many different places. What happened a few years ago was that I took the challenge, I guess a personal challenge, to change my my life direction from one where I was doing what others would expect of me to doing what I wanted to do with my life.
Amen.
And that took me down the road of becoming a full-time professional artist in the genre of photography. Photography is something I'd done as a hobby for most of my life. I was fortunate enough to have a life where that was possible, but I never thought that I would ever do it seriously. And surprise, here we are. A few years later, not only have I gone full bore into photography seriously, but I've also now produced a book. I've had multiple exhibitions of my work, both in the United States and internationally. I have traveled and been just very fortunate to have this great life. And as a result of the lucky life that I've had, I've tried my best to try and help others to have the great life that I have. And that's what led to us producing that event that you heard of, the Carib Arts Fest, because it was a distinct plan of myself and my partner to put together a festival that would showcase the work of artists that did not or have not had the opportunity to show at a particular level, or if you had, to elevate the awareness of a larger community to the work that is being done by the many excellent artists that are out there. And this is for all artists. This is for musicians, for visual artists, for filmmakers. I mean, the whole thing is to give everybody an opportunity to have similar types of exposure. So I don't know if that gives you a quick my life.
Yes, it gives me a great synopsis of what you are, who you are, and how you've gotten here. How are your parents feeling about what you're doing? Because parents always believe that if you're an artist, you're going to die of hunger.
Well, fortunately, I'm not dying of hunger. I may need to lose a few pounds. We won't get too deep into that.
Okay.
It's funny you mentioned my parents, and so the parents angle is interesting.
Yes.
My mother is someone who believes strongly in the value of education and professionalism. So she sincerely, from I was very young, and a troublemaker, and not necessarily as studious as my older sister. Was always concerned about my education and where I would end up. So she would always emphasize that it's super important to get your degree and go to college and these types of things. So fortunately, I was able to obtain both my bachelor's and my master's degrees before taking this turn.
Okay, I got it.
I do have some things I can fall back on if needs be. But sincerely though, moving away from the comedy of that, my mom actually had passed away a few years ago, and so she's not with us anymore. However, listen, that's not a negative. It's a positive in that's what her life course was. She lived a fantastically happy life. She had a great marriage with my dad over 40 years.
Wow.
I mean, they lived happily in love till the day my mom passed away. So there's no negative in her passing. That's just the course of her life. I am sure that she would be very proud of where I am today. The fact that I have not only been able to do the academics, which she would have, and she did at the time of my achievements, love and honor, more to the point of what I've been able to achieve as a proud artist, is that, the things that I've been able to, be on multiple television interviews, including likes of NBC, ABC, Fox. I've been on TVJ and CVM in Jamaica,
wow,
which is where we're from. So I mean, at the highest level, I've had a lot of exposure. People that laud the work that I've done in the art. To this point, obviously, I hope to have much more to accomplish as time goes on. But there's no doubt that my mom would be very proud. My dad, who is alive,
wow, okay, great,
doing great. He's definitely very happy that I am able to live a happy life. I mean, there's no question that we truly value being able to do what you love, and that's what I'm doing. I'm able to live a life of the things that I love, and I don't know if there is any better life for us out there.
Okay, I like what you talk about love and, love what you do, because one of the things I try to tell young people on this show is that you should really follow your dream and pursue your passion. So I'm so happy you said that. What can you say to the young people who are watching and will watch the show at some point to encourage them to follow their path, even if they want to be an artist? Because a lot of people, when you want to be an artist, they discourage you from doing it. And it's one of those fields, including mine too, even broadcasting can come into it, because it's a hard life, it's hard to get there. What would David say to those young people to encourage them?
Well, I would definitely encourage anyone to pursue their dreams, but I would also put a little caveat in there and say it's important to do so with smart goals and with an awareness of what the challenges will be, because I don't think that I've been able to accomplish what I have just by being an artist. There are, like I said, other things that I've done over time that have helped me to be comfortable, and that includes having worked, first obtaining my degrees, having worked in a professional realm, earning money outside of the arts. But it's not just about that. It's about working smart. Without question, working hard is important. And people say, you can achieve anything. And most people can achieve success if you really organize your goals, plan what you want to achieve and when you want to achieve it. Because you can't get it all in 5 minutes. You can't get it all in 1 year. So you really have to be realistic about what it is that can be accomplished. And seek mentors. I mean, if you are young and you have very lofty goals and you have high expectations of yourself, speak with people who are who have achieved in that field, or people who can help to guide you to your goals. I mean, there's no question that nobody is able to accomplish everything on their own. I have had great help from friends, from family, and from mentors who have been able to help me to sort of hone what it is that I'm doing in such a way that I've been successful. So I would really, really recommend that everybody, pursue your passions. There's no question that there's great value there, but do it in a way in which you allow yourself the opportunity to succeed before you burn yourself out. Because if you only go after what it is you think is your goal today, that may not be achievable in the short term. And then two, your goals may change over time. So, allow yourself the flexibility and be balanced in your life.
Okay, all right, balance. Balance is a good thing. All right, my special guest inside the Diana Wright Show live this morning is David Muir, and we're going to talk about now his Pieces of Jamaica. Tell me about that book. How did you decide to put it together? What was your epiphany that, yes, this is a good thing to do, and I think this is really what I want to do?
Wow, Pieces of Jamaica.
Yes.
That was definitely a journey. It started, I don't even know if there's a short version, but
okay, let's try.
Here's what really took place. My best friend Sean Henry, a really great artist in his own right, beautiful person, really this close friend for so many years. He was in Florida. He still lives in Jamaica, where we actually used to live together at some point as bachelors.
Oh, okay.
Before we both got married. So back in the time when we lived together, it's sort of like we would both, as people in the art field, would sort of help each other in our businesses and so on. A few years ago, he came to Florida and was intent on buying a digital camera. And at the time, you know, when he told me the price that he was paying, I was like, my goodness, how can you ever spend that much money on a camera? You know, I was really intrigued by this concept. No, I would never at the time have thought I was going to be in photography full time. So that was quite incredible. I've since bought many more expensive cameras, actually more than double or triple the price.
Oh my goodness.
But at the time, I didn't conceive of it.
Yeah.
So he bought his camera and sort of opened my eyes to what was possible in the digital realm at the time. My wife ran for public office in 2000. Well, the campaign in 2008 led me to purchase my own digital camera because it was something I needed to support her campaign, to be able to get good images of the campaign trail and to use those images as a part of her campaign moving forward. As a result of buying that camera, someone who, like myself, I you know, really get into the things that I'm doing. Having been in photography for many years as a hobby, having this new, very powerful tool sort of led me to go after taking some additional images that I had not been considering before. I travel to Jamaica a lot because I still have my family there, my dad, my sister, my best friend, and so on, all reside in Jamaica. So I go to Jamaica a lot. During my trips, you know, starting in 2008 and early 2009, with this new camera that I just purchased, I started getting some very interesting images, which I would share via things like Facebook and other social media, or make prints and just casually share with friends. That led to a lot of intrigue and interest from the people I was sharing the images with. Based on that encouragement, I started really pursuing more and more of those images of Jamaica on my trips to Jamaica. In 2009, I got invited to show that work in an exhibition that a friend was having, and as a result of showing in that exhibition, I got really excited because not only did I see the reactions of the people who came to the exhibition, but I also sold work, and it was like, wow.
Okay.
I can actually sell.
I can sell this.
I had no idea that it actually had value to others, and it really made a huge difference. So coming out of sort of just doing it as somebody who didn't live in Jamaica anymore, missed home, you know, had this good new high-powered photography equipment, that leading me into the realm of, oh, well, not only do I like it and my friends like it,
others,
people that I don't know like what I'm producing.
Yes.
This was really, really special to me. It felt good, and it encouraged me to really go deeper into pursuing these images of Jamaica. At some point in here, I said, you know what? Never thought it would be a book, but I did think I want to create a collection of images that remind me of the Jamaica I grew up in.
Yes.
So
that's exactly what it does. It reminds of, you know, because Jamaica is totally different now. And those images, when I looked at it on YouTube, because I should tell people you can actually see, it's a short video. It's about 5 or 10 minutes, David?
I think, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I watched it and I was like, you know, the reaction from the people were like, okay, you know, this takes you back. It really does. And that car that you took for sale, that lady, when she said that, I was like, yeah, I'm with you. Who's gonna buy that?
Right? Yeah, well, believe you me, I went back there a few months later and it was sold.
Oh my goodness, it was actually sold, because I wanted to ask you, did you ever check back to see if that was sold?
Oh yeah, I've been back there quite a few times, because I still do make many trips every year to Jamaica, and I traverse the island a lot, and yeah, it's definitely been sold and gone sometime.
Oh my God, that thing looked like it was, you know, just for the heap.
But it see, that's part of the culture that's so loved by myself and others. Where we're not a throwaway society. We're going to keep things as long as possible. If something gets broken, we're going to fix it instead of throwing it out and buying a new one.
Yes.
That's partially because there isn't as much money, but it's also because a part of the culture, and it's a part of your pride. It's like, hey, I can care for and take, really use something for a very long time.
Okay, so once you decided now that, okay, these pictures can actually gain me money, when did you do the book then? Decide to do a book out of it? Because the book is beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it. What happened was that I ended up doing multiple shows. So, coming out of the show that I was invited to be a part of, I got invited to do quite a few more shows where I would end up traveling and taking the works to show to others. In the middle of 2011 is when the book really sort of started to take hold. We did a series of shows, and people really wanted takeaways. People who couldn't afford to buy just one piece to hang in their home or so on. People were starting to ask about how could they get posters, postcards,
right? Okay,
things of that nature, which I had never considered doing. Partially because I wanted there to be a greater value. I didn't want them to be 5-cent items. I wanted to sort of hold a culture that I find to be such a part of me and part of who I believe is an important set of people, to be more than just something that is
you can pick up in any store.
Right. I wanted to do it a little more justice.
Yeah.
So I was invited to do a pretty major show beginning of 2012, and that show did really well. I mean, the opening event, I guess the opening reception had hundreds of people show up.
Wow!
And over the time that the show was on display, I mean, there were thousands of people that came out to that show.
Fantastic.
And it really made a huge difference to me. That was really the marker of you've got to do more. You've got to be responsible to the audience that's showing this type of love of your work.
Right.
Many people came there asking if, listen, there were people suggesting, do calendars, do something that we can get to take away instead of just taking home one piece for the wall. Now, people wanted multiple pieces. People wanted to have more than just one image. And that's really what led us to the book. So the beginning, it was January 2012 that really shaped the book coming together. Wow. So based on the call from the people, I was able to, fortunately, in short order, find an interested publisher who would work with me on doing the book. And so between January, when we sort of decided it had to happen in a book form, and the end of 2012, actually the book was released in September of 2012. So it took about 9 months of finding the right people to put together, making the effort, getting the team to sort of decide on what the vision and the shape the book would take, and then putting it all together. So it took us about 9 months in total. More actively, about 6 months between, I would say, the end of March and the beginning of September was a period where, sleepless nights of just continuous work. It was a lot of hard work, but it definitely is worth it. The book is to die for. I mean,
yes, it really is a beautiful book. Yeah.
All who own it are very, very proud to have it. I actually have one here on my.
Yes, you can just show it to the camera. I'll just let you. Right, hold it up a little more. Yes, there you go. Pieces of Jamaica, and that shot is beautiful with the guy jumping out the falls there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's such an intriguing story for me. I mean, 2 years ago, I would not have dreamt I would be an author of a photography book.
Well, congratulations. Dreams do come true, huh? So what's the price point on the book?
Well, the book sells for $45 locally in the United States. And then depending on where you go, I know in Jamaica, I believe.
Oh boy, please don't tell me the price in Jamaica.
I believe.
Because they do everything down there in thousands.
I believe it sells for 4,000 in Jamaica.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not 100% sure of the price today.
Yeah.
At some point that was a price. It may be more, but I do know it's available in all the bookstores back home in Jamaica. It's at the airports, but it's also available in other countries. I mean, I know that I did a book signing, series of book signings in Canada, and they are available in many bookstores in Toronto.
Have you been to England with it? To the UK?
I actually have not been there.
Well, maybe you and I should go to England together, huh? Well, it's two different kind of books anyway, so it probably wouldn't mix the genre.
Well, I don't know if you have to have two of the same things for them to mix, but we can always discuss.
Yes, yeah. I thought you would have gone to England already, because there's so many Jamaicans there. So
I have not been personally. I do know that some people have the book, but not many. Because there's some who have ordered through the website.
Right.
And got books to many countries. I mean, I've had people order from Germany, from
fabulous,
from Holland. Yeah, so I mean, those I know because they've come through our website.
Your website, right?
But I don't know for the other booksellers, who must sold where,
right?
Because I don't have a detail on where their sales come from. But yeah, it's been fantastic, really.
Yes, it is a fantastic book, and we're going to take a break right now and come back to David Muir, our photographer extraordinaire. Well, he wears lots of hats, and we're also going to talk a little bit about his plans for Carib Festival. I guess that will be next year. So we're going to take a short break and come back to you in just a slither of a moment. We'll be back in just a moment. Hello, everyone. This is a season of giving, and I'm asking you to consider one of your gifts to be Deadly Negligence, written by yours truly, Diana Wright. A story that will give you hope, make you mad, shock you sometimes, but is bound to increase your faith and make you believe in miracles again. So please, give Deadly Negligence as a gift, as the gifting season begins to heat up. I am depending on you to do this for me. Thank you so much, and be the proud person to give a gift of the book Deadly Negligence. It's available on Amazon.com and on my website DianaWrightTV.webs.com. Thank you so much for my viewers around the world and in the United States. Be blessed. Alrighty, we are back with our special guest inside the Diana Wright Show this morning, and he is none other than David Muir. I want to go back, David, and ask you a little bit about your wife. You mentioned that your wife ran for office. What is she running for? You have a politician in your world.
Well, that's a whole different perspective. I don't know if I'd define her as a politician.
Okay. Well, you said she ran for office, so I'm like, okay, he's running for a politician.
She did run for office.
Yes.
Ran as a candidate for a city commission in the city of Sunrise.
Okay.
She, as a first-time candidate, did amazingly well. She won 46% of the vote against 12-year incumbent. She did not win because he won the other 54% or whatever was the number.
Right.
But she won in every different area you could imagine. She won the north, the south, the east, and the west. She won every pocket, every division except for one, which is the condos where the
elderly, yes.
And the elderly did not disappoint the incumbent. They voted him in wholeheartedly.
Yes.
All the other residents were seeking a change, but change did not happen. So she has not run for office again, though she's been asked and called on many times. This is not something she, I think, plans to pursue currently.
Okay.
But there's no doubt that there's a possibility that 20 years from now she could be the governor of Florida.
Wow.
Or maybe the president of the United States. We never know.
Okay.
But but she's not actively pursuing politics at this time.
Okay, all right, great. All right, so we'll be looking out for the Muir name in some politics later on. All right.
Surely, why not?
Okay. All right, let's talk a little bit about the Carib Festival and how that came about, and are you going to continue it? Is it an annual event, and tell us a little bit about it?
Well, it is an annual event. I believe that it will be continued. I think if I were to pass tomorrow, nothing could stop it, because it is something that is needed. It is something that is important. It is something that supports a good, meaningful set of people, and there is such value that I don't believe that anything will stop it. I hope that it goes on for hundreds of years. I would tell you that how it came about is that a friend of mine, actually now my business partner, Michelle McCoy, came to me a few years back asking about putting together a showcase of artists for Art Basel in Miami. At the time, it was her vision and her goal to do something that was different, something that focused on, I don't want to put words into her mouth, but it was something that was beyond the scope of what they do at Art Basel annually. It did not happen for a number of reasons, but some of the main reasons why it didn't happen are the reasons why we put Carib Arts Fest together. The truth is that Art Basel is a great event, and it's wonderful exposure for artists, but it's not really helping the local art community in South Florida. Even though the festival happens here, it's not really for us, and it doesn't really benefit us in any major way. So, having viewed that in the light in which we did, we decided to create our own festival that would be able to highlight the things that we thought Art Basel did not include. As a result of that, we have worked with many great partners. It started in 2012. We had the first annual. This was our second annual this year, and it is growing. It has just got tremendous upside. There's no question that the exposure level is tremendously greater this year, as we expect it will happen as we go into next year. Here's actually an example of what our Carib Arts Festival 2013 flyer invite had looked like. But it's really about...
So did you design that?
Oh, I wish. I could do everything. I have many talents, but
well, you can't do that one, right? Oh my Lord! I was hoping that you were going to say yes.
Oh my goodness! I wish. No, we have a fantastic graphic designer that we work with in this project. I hate to single out anyone because I work with many graphic designers in my different brands.
Right.
East of Jamaica has its own team. My David I Photo business has its own team. But Carib Arts Fest has a team, and the artist who particularly does all of the design for us is a young Caribbean heritage sister by the name of Fanai, and she is absolutely amazing. Her ethic, her design creativity is just off the charts. I really highly recommend her as just a fabulous person to work with. So,
great.
Yeah, no, she is the one behind that. Her design with Michelle McCoy's persistence is what gives us that type of a product. I mean, everything that we do really borders on the top most excellence you can find, and I cannot take credit. I am a part of what happens, but I certainly I'm not the one who makes sure that everything is perfect. That's definitely
someone else's job, huh?
Yeah, that's on my partner Michelle. She really does not ever allow for anything but the best.
Okay.
She's a fantastic woman who drives for quality in everything that she touches.
Fabulous. Okay, so tell me about how do you become a part of the festival? Okay, there's a young artist out there. How do they become a part of the showcase next year?
Okay, well, the number one easy way to get in and to be a part of what Carib Art Fest is all about is to go to the website.
Okay.
You go to Carib, C-A-R-I-B-E.
C-A-R-I-B-E,
artsfest.com. caribartsfest.com. So it's caribartsfest.com. caribartsfest.com. And when you get to the website, again, designed by Fanai, she's really fantastic.
Seems like I need to invite Fanai on here now.
Oh, you probably should.
Yes, she sounds very interesting, and Michelle too sounds fantastic.
Oh, both powerful women. I actually surround myself with powerful women, starting with my wife and with these two beautiful women I'm telling you about. I mean, these are some really powerful and amazing women.
Wonderful, wonderful.
That make me look good all the time.
Yes, well, that's, you see, behind a good guy, there's always a great woman.
Yeah, there are a number of great women beside me. I won't even say behind me. I don't keep any women behind me.
Okay, well, you know, that's just the olden days way of saying it, but we'll now say beside you.
Definitely standing beside me. And so yeah, you know, it's funny that you say it. Like, this is so important. You know, we partnered this year with the Museum of Art, Fort Lauderdale.
Right.
Just to be able to say that we have Caribbean artists associated with the Museum of Art
is fantastic.
Yeah,
yes, that is just off the chain, as they would say.
it's off the chain.
Yes.
Those are the things that really makes us know we have to continue doing this. You know, things like that. The fact that we were sponsored by the likes of the Convention and Visitors Bureau of Fort Lauderdale. We were sponsored by Florida Power and Light. We received major sponsorship from the Sun Sentinel. You know, those things tell us that what we're doing is important. You know, it's one thing to reach out to large corporations and say, hey, we're doing something we think is important. But, you know, we always think what we're doing is important.
Of course.
When they plop on the table, you know, the $10,000 or the $25,000 or the $50,000 sponsorships in what we're saying is important to us, then we know it's important, because nobody has, you know, money to
throw away
in today's economy. So when others are spending their hard-earned money and their well-deserved earnings on our vision, then we know that we're doing something right. And I think that's really what tells us that Caribarts Fest will not die, because we receive tremendous help from our sponsors. And I mean, you know, it would not have been possible without them. So.
Okay, so will it be at the same time every year, kind of, October?
Kind of the same time every year. I know that for sure we will be evaluating if it should happen, you know, specifically the third Saturday of October next year, if it should be, you know, the first Saturday. We'll always be, you know, diagnosing to find what is the best space for the show. As it stands right now, I think we're safe to say it's going to happen in 2014, either in the months of September or October. But as for the specific date,
you're not sure yet. Okay.
We have not set the weekend together as yet. In 2012, it was a 3-day festival. We did it the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This year it was a 4-day festival. We did it Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Oh, okay. So you're expanding each year.
It's expanding. You know, I don't know if we're going to expand to a week next year or if it will be still at 4 days. But we have so much to show, and I just don't know how to do it in a smaller space of time. I mean, there is so much activity. We had workshops for artists where people, you know, the artists were able to come in, receive training, learn about new techniques, new ways to make money from their art. You know, these are the things that we really find are critical. It's one thing to say we're doing a show and we have some people performing on the stage and we have an art exhibition and so on, and those things are valuable. But I think it's so much more valuable when we include arts workshops and things that really elevate the level of the artist's ability to earn money in today's economy. So.
Okay, it's interesting what you talked about there, because the reason I found out about you is because someone said, okay, why don't you call David and ask him to have your book at the festival? And I said, no, but it's an arts festival, so I don't think I fit in. I mean, yes, I reached out to you, but, you know, in my head, I'm saying, no, the book doesn't fit into that, because it's really to showcase artists, what they're doing in terms of their photography, their artwork, and that kind of thing. So just let us clear that up right now, because I don't want to think that I was wrong, okay? I missed an opportunity.
Well, here's the perspective that I bring to that discussion. My book was a part of the festival, last year.
Yeah, but that's photography, though.
Well, surely, but there were other books last year, and in addition, there were other authors who presented this year that were different than last year.
Oh, okay.
We definitely had at least 4 authors with new books being sold at the festival, and none of them were specifically artistic books. But again, part of the belief of what we're doing here is not just to focus on any one part of the arts, and I think that literary art is important.
Yeah.
So I would tell you that I believe that books are very much a part of the arts, and I believe that books are part of what we are promoting, because if you are able to, as a wordsmith, as a writer, as someone who is involved in literary works, put something together. We had 2 books of poetry specifically that were a part of it, and to me that's more on the artistic side of the novel or so on. But regardless, there were 2 other books, and they were not books of poetry. So I would never tell you to have anyone think that anything is limiting. The best bet is go to caribartsfest.com. Go to the link. There's a link there that says artist. If you go to artist and slide down, there's a form that says, where you can apply to be a part of the show.
Right.
And it can't hurt to apply. So if you apply.
Well, when I found out about it was a little late anyway, because actually it was like the week before the festival.
It's too late for 2013.
Yes.
It's definitely early for 2015. So I don't believe the forms for applications are up yet for 2014. That may not happen until maybe the beginning of December. But there will be a festival. Like I said, it's not about David anymore. It certainly shouldn't have ever been anyway. It's about artists, and exposing people to opportunities that we don't believe exists enough for artists. So
okay, we're going to take another break, and I'm going to come back and ask you about the type of artists that you look for when you're doing a festival like this. So we'll talk about that in just a moment when we come back. My special guest inside the Diana Wright Show this morning is David Muir, and we'll be back in just a moment. Hello everyone. It doesn't matter who you are, how rich you are, how poor you are, but there has to be a point in your life, and you will come to that point, where you have to take someone you love to the hospital. But have you ever considered that you could take that loved one, in my case, my only child, to the hospital in a normal state, and then you leave 5 months later, brain damaged, in a wheelchair, without your senses? This is my true story, Deadly Negligence, the book, available on Amazon and at my website, dianawrighttv.webs.com. I'm asking you today to get a copy. Support my story. Let us get this out there, because this story will captivate you. It will shock you. It will give you hope. It will increase your faith and make you believe in miracles again. Thank you for picking up your copy today. And just in case you know Oprah Winfrey or Tyler Perry or Mr. Levinson, let them know this is worth a movie. Thank you. Get your copy today. Alrighty, okay, we're back, and my special guest is David Muir, and this is the Diana Wright Show live online at www.dianawrighttv.webs.com is my website. Of course, I'm sure you've heard about the book, Deadly Negligence. So that's something we're asking you to support. I'm going to go to David now and ask him about the type of artist they're actually looking for, because you know, there's artists and there are artists. Okay, so who are you looking for when are you looking for someone, a young talent that is painting and doing photography, and you just want to help them to move into the market, or are you looking for experienced artists who've actually been struggling to get their work out? Where do you fall in that?
Well, I'm so glad you asked that question, because it's a combination of all that you mentioned. We definitely want to help established, professional, expert, well-known, well-developed artists. We're not eliminating anyone.
Okay.
So those artists are completely welcome to participate, as well as we are very much interested in young artists, young both in age and young in just starting out. You could be 50 or you could be 80 and just decided that you're going to pursue your passion in the arts, and that's okay. So at any point in your artistic career, we want to be able to help everyone, which is why we don't just have one area to help. We have the arts and craft displays.
Oh.
We have things like the authors. We have the film festival where we have indie films, emerging filmmakers. We have the art exhibition. We had 2 exhibitions this time around, where we had one for sort of like those middle-level artists who have already produced a certain quality of work and are also fairly well known. And we had the museum exhibition that we promoted, and the event there, which is at the highest level. I mean, even at my level right now, where I am, I can't get my work displayed in the museum. I mean, that takes years of interpretation and curation and so on. So we're definitely not limited to any one level of artists. We definitely support multiple genres. So you could be a sculptor, you could be a painter, you could be a photographer, you could be any literary, you could be a dancer, you could be a filmmaker. I mean, we don't have a limit. You could be a musician, you could be someone who plays an instrument, or you could be a vocalist. We don't have a limit by whom we want to celebrate the arts of. The truth is, we want to be able to expose and give people an opportunity to earn income. Artists need to look at themselves as professionals that charge according to their needs and their expertise. And we just want to promote art and artistry, and specifically those who are either currently residing in South Florida, or who are here currently because you've left the Caribbean, you've left Latin America, you've left South America, and you happen to be here at this time. We're celebrating you as well. There is no real restriction. There's no one set of people that we're targeting. This is about all artists, all creative types that want an opportunity to grow and to become something greater than they are today.
Wonderful, because my next question is it just, I know it's called Carib. Is it just Caribbean, Latin America, or it's just artists in general?
It's really all artists in general.
Okay.
We had a performer from Germany, with Banton, who flew in from Germany, first time in America to perform at the music side of it. We had at least 3 multimedia, I'll call it, mixed media artists that were from different parts. We had an artist from France, we had an artist from Switzerland that participated in our gallery show. We also had artists from Venezuela, we had artists from, I mean, I could go on and on. We had artists from Trinidad, from Jamaica, from Cuba. I mean, there's no limitation. You could be from anywhere at all. We had artists from the United States.
Yeah, so don't worry about the Carib part, okay? Because when people hear Carib, they go, "Oh, I'm not from the Caribbean, so it's not open to me." So I just wanted to clear that up.
Yeah, but we understand that there's a challenge in using the name Caribe, as we have it there, and you know what? Tough. If you want to limit us based on the name, then hey, we're going to have to accept that label.
Okay.
But quite honestly, it's not meant to be limited in any way. And in all our materials that we send out, we specifically put celebrating the arts of the Caribbean and the Americas.
Okay.
And that really means everybody: South America, Latin America, Central America, the Caribbean, United States, Canada, Europe, whatever, wherever you're from, wherever you are. Once you consider yourself an artist and you have a desire to grow, to improve, to expand your scope, then you are welcome to participate in Carib Arts Fest.
Okay, my special guest, Mr. David Muir. I'm going to ask him about his hair now. Because the first time I saw him on Skype, you know, we were setting up for the program, I'm going, so it's very artistic, I must say, because most artists tend not to, you know, dress like, you know, everyday people. They're always different. They have their own style. So why did you choose the hair thing?
Well, the hair thing interests me.
And how does your wife like the hair thing? I'd like to know.
My wife is very supportive of all that I do.
Okay.
She is equally supportive of my art, of my decisions to do things in the arts, and of my hair and hair colors. My wife is what I would call very cool.
Okay, she's a cool lady, right?
Very hip wife who has on occasion supported me by also dyeing her hair, or as we would say,
wow.
Dialogue, color the hair. So she has occasionally done the color as well.
Yes.
Last year, I believe she did red with me.
Oh.
I think at some other point we did blonde together. So she is definitely very supportive. Right now her hair is all black.
Okay.
She is a professional. She is a very high-powered attorney. Who,
okay, so she has to not go to court with that red hair thing.
She can't always be colorful in her hair choice.
Yes.
But she can, and then has on occasion done some wonderful supportive roles with the hair colors. But I've really done a lot of colors, and it started with desire to sort of show my, I don't know, my
your individuality.
You know, there's a lot of reasons why the hair has come in the different colors it has. Some very personal messages that I've used it to send. Also supporting others. This month's hair started out very pink, and it sort of changed as I've watched it over and over. But it was very much in support of breast cancer awareness.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
This month of October, which we're
in the month of October.
So I did that specifically for that reason. My mom, who did pass of cancer, and she did go through breast cancer as one of the cancers she had before she passed.
Okay.
But also, this is much more than just my mother. This is supporting all people, everyone who's going through it. I have some very good friends who have survived breast cancer, and I support their survival and their efforts for awareness. But I've also done really crazy. I've done the black, green, and gold for Jamaica.
Black, green, and gold, David?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Really interesting looks. And listen, it's just fun. When you work for yourself and you don't have to worry about what the boss is going to say.
Okay.
Guess what? You can do as you please.
You can do as you please. You mentioned earlier about elderly people, and I just wanted to talk about my mom for a minute, because she never did art in her entire life, and when she got older, she joined the Senior Center in Atlanta, and my golly, if you see the art that she produced, she actually won a contest at first place, and I was going, what? You know, who knew you could draw? Kind of thing. So one of these days, if I have you back, but she's in Atlanta, so it's going to be hard to see. But she really did a wonderful job. And when you mention it, I want to just reach out to some of you people who are older. You never know. If you go to some of these senior centers, they really have programs that bring out things in you that you never knew was there, you know, because I mean, she does beautiful nudes, she did birds, and you know, I'm going, how does this happen, you know? So did you become an artist when you were 70?
Why not?
Yeah.
You can express yourself at any time, and being an artist is about expression. So I definitely encourage any and everyone who has an artistic flair to show it, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing, and I certainly have not been doing that. I did not live my entire life as a professional artist, and I'm happy to celebrate that today. And I've been fortunate enough to be able to earn an income from it.
Right. Of all the things that you've done, because you've mentioned that you've done artist promotion, this and that, and are you at peace with what you're doing now? Is this what you really want to pursue, and not go back to some of those things that you used to do? Are you missing any of those things, or is this it for David?
No, this is it. I feel very strongly that I will live a life as a photographer until I live no more. I believe that I will dabble in many other things. I'm never restrictive. I'm never going to say I won't do something, because I've learned in my short life that you never say never. I can do anything, and I will probably do many other things. But I'm absolutely confident that I will always remain a photographer. The things that I'm able to express through my photography have been just so rewarding, and I cannot imagine taming that side of myself. I get to tell so much of what I think through my photography and through the different types of work I produce as a photographer. So I cannot imagine ever finding a reason to stop that. And I really enjoy it. It's still a hobby of mine, and I do it professionally, and I enjoy both. And I just can't imagine finding some way to stop that.
Is there a special piece that you've done that you say, okay, this is my favorite piece, or is that hard to pick a piece?
It's not that hard. I've definitely had favorites. As time goes on, sometimes it's hard to keep something as your favorite permanently, because you do other work from new perspectives and so on. But I'll definitely tell you that the image that you see, I believe, over what is this shoulder right here.
Yes, I'm seeing that guy. Let's see if I can try to make it bigger. Yes, there you go. There you go. Yeah, good.
I will tell you that this piece, which we call Ancestral Beats.
The guy looks very happy.
He does.
Yes.
That's something that I advocate for. I'm a very happy guy.
You look that way, I must say.
I really am, and I really enjoyed both the capture of that image,
yes,
the moment in time that it represents, and even much more than that. If you were able to see it much closer.
Yeah, because I'm seeing two guys. Is it two guys in the background there?
There's an audience in the background.
Right.
Actually, this picture I took at the Edna Manley School of the Visual.
Oh, okay.
And this is actually at their poetry night. They have every last Tuesday of the month. They have a poetry society night, and performing at that moment when this image was taken is a very popular and famous Jamaican comedian / poet by the name of Owen Blacka Ellis.
Oh, I know he looked familiar. I'm going, but that looks like Blacka, but I wasn't sure.
That's not him.
Oh.
This young man was actually playing the drums as an accompaniment to the performing poet at the time. And he ended up in this heck of a laugh that was being told by the performer while he was playing the drum. So it was not only that he was thoroughly enjoying his playing of the drums, but he was actually also laughing at a joke that was being told by the performer beside him. And it was just such a spiritual moment to see that interplay. And for me to capture it was really special. I was happy to be there. I really love going to those events.
Right.
So that's definitely one of my favorite pieces. And I would also share with you that
this one, yes. Let's open up the camera to that one. Yes.
Behind us here
is that the one on the cover of the book?
It is.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
And why that is another of my favorites.
Yes.
Because it's on the book cover, I don't have it as dear and as special to me anymore, because I've seen it
so many times, right?
but it really was also a very special moment for me for a number of reasons. But that cover photo was done on a photo walk. In Jamaica, there are a number of photography groups. Specifically, there's a group that I was a part of that we would go on these photo walks and capture different parts of the island.
Oh.
And that was on one of those photo walks. So it was maybe 30 of us that day at this place capturing this image. And believe me, there's maybe 20 other photographers around me capturing that same
image. Okay.
At that same moment. So it's not a once in a lifetime unique. Only David has this photo in the world.
Oh, okay.
But everyone's image would look different. Everybody would have caught it at a different place, a different moment. And this is sort of my signature from that shared moment with this group of photographers that are very special and very meaningful to me.
Okay, one final question before you go, and I thank you so much for joining us for the entire hour. We certainly appreciate it here at the Diana Wright Show. How would you like people to go away thinking of David? What would you want them to think of?
Hopefully people think of me as a very happy, true personality that is someone who is dedicated to helping others, to uplifting those around him, just being a generous person, being someone with a good spirit and a good heart, and somebody who can actually share his talents with the world. And I really hope that, because I know not everyone will like my work, it's not possible for anybody to grab everybody, but if there's even just a few people who truly love what I'm about, what I represent, and what my life's work is dedicated to, that at some point that they will allow it to touch them in that special way so that they can feel better, think better, or do better in their life.
Oh my goodness, I thank you so much for that. That was fantastic, and I thank you so much for joining us today, David. Please say hello to your wife for me and tell her no red here in court. And thank you so much, and I trust that we will talk a little more as we get closer to the festival so people can, know, and I hope all your friends are watching, and if they didn't watch now, I'm sure they'll watch later on when the program is actually on my website. But it's going to be on YouTube in a few hours and then on my website later on in the evening. So thank you so much, and please, it was my pleasure to talk to you. I can see that you are indeed a happy person. Seriously. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Have a great day. Oh my goodness, that was a pleasure to talk to David Muir, who joined me this morning for the Diana Wright Show, and we are thankful and grateful for him. And of course, if you are a young artist and you want to be exposed, this is the place for you, because they are linked with the Museum of Art, and that is in itself is just awesome. So go to their website and check them out. It's Carib Fest, CaribArtsFest.com, and you have to go there and fill out all the forms. It might be a little early, as he said, for 2014, but you want to watch that if you're an artist, because I know it's so difficult for people to break into the market as an artist, whether you are singing or a photographer or doing canvas or any kind of thing like that, or even an author, as David said. You can certainly be welcomed to part of it, and we want to celebrate the women, Michelle and Fanai, that are part of his team, and he says they stand beside him and make him look good. So we want to celebrate them too as part of the program. All right, we're going to take one short break before we go and come back to you in just a moment as we close out the Diana Wright Show for this day, and we thank you so much once again for joining us. It's been absolutely fabulous to interview someone who is truly happy with what they're doing. Hello everyone, I am just asking you from around the world and in the United States to partner with the Diana Wright Show, sponsor the Diana Wright Show, or advertise on the Diana Wright Show. To do so, please call 561-228-1921. That's 561-228-1921. Please sponsor, partner with us, and advertise with us to make the show a big hit, just like you do by liking us on Facebook and following me on Twitter. Thank you so much. Don't forget the number to call, 561-228-1921. That's 561-228-1921. Also, we invite you to invite me to be at your event as a speaker and to tell you about my new book, Deadly Negligence, and So we encourage you to partner with us right here on the Diana Wright Show. Advertise with us and sponsor the Diana Wright Show. 561-228-1921. Thank you so much. Alrighty, we're back, and we're so thankful that David Muir could join us. He's a photographer, and he's done this beautiful book called Pieces of Jamaica. He's also the person that's, organizing that Carib Arts Festival that just passed, and I'm trying to get you ready for 2014, just like I'm trying to get you ready for 2014, April 30th, I Love Me Day. I'm trying to get you ready for that too. So it's never too early to make your plans. So if you're an artist, young artist, you want to get your pieces together and all that. If you are a musician, if you are a vocalist, you want to practice your songs that you're going to do, and because I'm sure they have to choose because a lot of people, I'm sure, enter. So we encourage you to do that as artists, because I do know the struggles that lots of artists, including, I would even call broadcasting part of art, because it's such hard industries to break into. So David seems like the type that will assist you in getting to where you want to go. But being a part of the festival will be your first step. All right, so thank you so much for joining me today. We will have, tomorrow is Wellness Wednesday, and Dax Dunn will be my special guest. We're going to talk about lots of things tomorrow that make you well, keep you fit. And of course, just in case you're trying to lose some weight, that will be part of the journey too. So join us tomorrow for Wellness Wednesday, and I thank you so much for joining me today. If you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it's yours. If it doesn't, it was never yours. Want to just remind you, if you're going out to lunch, you might want to check out my good friend Bunny at Auntie Merle's Kitchen in the Burlington Coat Factory Plaza, right on Southern and 441. It's right there. He has good food for you if you're seeking some place to go to lunch. And we have an evening of elegance, a college scholarship fundraising dinner that's coming up on, Sunday, November 10 at 4 p.m. And that's going to be at the Sheraton Suites Plantation. And the number to call for information is 954-733-6580. That's 954-733-6580. And I need to put my glasses on so I can see those fine print of these things. Also, I'm going to be with Anne-Marie at Auntie Merle's Kitchen, and that will be coming up shortly too in that same plaza. That comes up, and the first couple will get a free dinner. Wow, that's going to be from 5 to 8 p.m. and the date will be November 9. That's just around the corner. My goodness, the year is almost finished. So from 5 to 8 p.m., Anne-Marie and myself, she'll be telling you a lot about Mary Kay, and I'll be telling you about deadly negligence. And of course, you will be invited to have the food of Auntie Merle's Kitchen and enjoy the hospitality and the friendliness and warmth of Brother Bunny. Chef Bunny will be cooking, and you can go join him for lunch any day you choose. The patties are great too, So anyway, thank you so much, and have a great day and a blessed one too. And be safe until tomorrow, Wellness Wednesday with Dax Dunn.